Hi everyone, welcome to the channel Dominate My DCF. I am Lakshya Chabra and today we're going to discuss about IOL Chemicals Limited, Chemicals and Pharmaceutical Limited. So let me share my screen. Also, this video will be kept in Hindi plus English. Also, this will not be any investment advice and your own due diligence. And this will be purely for the purpose of education and information. Let's go and let me share my screen. Screen share कर लेते हैं and here we are. So let's talk about कि मुझे how did I screened up this idea. So मैं एक book पढ़ रहा था Framing Business Uncertainty, which is written by Sajal Kapoor, and there he mentioned about this business. So you can read it from here. So his friend basically was giving a sermon on science and innovation, where he had mentioned subtly about these two chemical companies, AMI Organics and IOL Chemicals, and we have tried to cover IOL Chemicals here. So let me give a brief overview about it. IOLCP is into manufacturing chemicals and pharmaceuticals. Chemicals make up 43% of their revenue, and your pharmaceuticals, which is ibuprofen and other APIs, make up 57%. Now, ibuprofen, which is a single drug, count for 37% of their total revenue, which is pretty high and very risky. But that is it. And the company is located in Punjab, maybe Barnala. And let's discuss something more about the company. IOCPL, IOLCP, I've written it wrong here, is the largest manufacturer of ibuprofen globally with a 35% market share, which is quite remarkable. And then they're also the second largest producer of IVV. But all in all this thing doesn't matter because both of these things are commodity chemicals and they demonstrate commodity characteristics. इसका मतलब यही है कि आप सिर्फ प्राइस लेते हो जो मार्केट में चल रहा है, so you don't have the pricing power with you, and generally the businesses which do not have much pricing power with them are not good businesses, and this is also reflected in the valuation this business gets, that if you can see, it's trading at a price to book multiple of 1.3 and price to sales of 1.06, clearly visible. So that is it for the now, but let's see how the business is evolving. So the main thing is, I don't care about what the business is today, but where the puck is going to be is something which I care about. Investing is all about future, and so let's just see it. And also, this multiple 1.3 price to book gives us a limited downside. कि इसमें upside के chances काफी हैं rather than downside. Let's just give it a look into the business. And we have also got a reference by some big player or big veteran in pharmaceutical and chemical investing. So we can definitely deep dive in it. Now, the company is it's diversifying into other APIs from the ibuprofen. So that's the change happening in the pharmaceutical portfolio, जो कि हमें यहाँ दिखेगा भी. यहाँ पे they have mentioned कि, just a second, let me zoom in into it. They have mentioned कि non-ibuprofen drugs की sale 35 crores से 476 crores हो गई है. So that just tells you that की company focus कर रही है इस segment पर, that is the other APIs, and जो कि जरूरी भी है क्योंकि you are too much concentrated on your ibuprofen, which is a single drug, and then you need to de-risk your business. So that is one thing that the company is doing. They're also entering into regulated markets, that is your US and Europe. And so what's the thing with regulated and non-regulated is कि जिसकी आपकी इंडिया वाली मार्केट है, that is non-regulated. Africa is non-regulated, while US, Europe, Japan, these are regulated markets. तो मोटा मोटी इसमें आपको price realizations better मिलती हैं. So it's beneficial for the company to enter in such markets. And उसके बाद the company has filed 6 DMFs. DMFs basically अगर आपको कुछ नया ड्रग मैन्युफैक्चर करना होता है तो आपको रेगुलेटर के पास फाइल करनी होती है, DMF जिसे कहते हैं. That is basically your permission to manufacture this thing. तो ये है, they have manufactured 6 ताकि हम 6 अलग अलग drugs manufacture कर पाएं. And also the regulated market sales have increased from 100 crores to 300 crores. So basically, what two things are there? The company is diversifying its revenue streams and it's diversifying its dependence on a single product, de-risking its dependence on a single product, moving to regulated markets, which are a little higher margin markets, and that's too positive. So before moving on to the third point, हम यहाँ पे ये चीज डिस्कस कर लेते हैं कि what happened in 2018, 2019 and 2020 जो शेयर आपका 10x रिटर्न दे गया था. तो बेसिकली 2018-2019 में जो BASF था, जो कि मैन्युफैक्चरर था आइबुप्रोफेन विच वी हैव मेंशन्ड कि इनका एक मेन प्रोडक्ट है, दैट शट डाउन इट्स कैपेसिटीज. तो एक सप्लाई डिमांड इम्बैलेंस हो गया था मार्केट में. So definitely they were placed to gain margins there. So that is also seen in their प्रॉफिट लॉस स्टेटमेंट 12% से लेकर 30% मार्जिन चला गया था। एंड देन योर कोविड केम। कोविड में आइबुप्रोफेन विच इज अ पेन किलर, उसकी डिमांड बढ़ गई थी। तो आपकी डिमांड बढ़ने के कारण आपका मार्जिन बढ़ गया था, क्योंकि सप्लाई इतना नहीं था। बट फिर हुआ क्या, 2021 से 2022 में काफी सप्लाई आ गया आइबुप्रोफेन का और डिमांड भी चली गई। तो बेसिकली इतना नेगेटिव हो गया कि आज के टाइम पे मार्जिन इज वेरी लो, दैट इज 9%। दैट्स वन थिंग। तो दैट्स क्लियरली आपको जो दिखा है। अब उसके बाद बात करते हैं थर्ड पॉइंट पर, जो कि कंपनी ने R&D इनिशिएटिव्स क्या लिए हैं एंड कैसे अपनी प्रोसेस केमिस्ट्री पे वर्क कर रही है कंपनी को। तो बेसिकली सीपीएचआई एक फार्मास्यूटिकल ग्लोबल फार्मास्यूटिकल इवेंट हुआ है बार्सिलोना में। एंड देन उसमें क्या होता है, आपकी ग्लोबली फर्म्स आती हैं, दे टॉक अबाउट फ्यूचर इनिशिएटिव्स, फ्यूचर हाउ द फ्यूचर विल लुक लाइक फॉर फार्मास्यूटिकल्स। तो वहाँ पे इन्होंने IOLCP ने सीटाग्लिप्टिन की सीटाग्लिप्टिन एपीआई की मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रोसेस शेयर करी थी, विच वाज आल्सो रिकॉग्नाइज्ड एज वन ऑफ द टॉप 5 बेस्ट प्रोसेसेस, विच इज क्वाइट रिमार्केबल। बिकॉज आप इतने बड़े इवेंट में जाके अगर ऐसी लाइक यू आप रिकॉग्नाइज हो पाते हो, दैट्स अ वेरी गुड थिंग। एंड देन मूविंग ऑन, इन्होंने दे हैव डेवलप्ड अ नॉन पॉल्यूटिंग प्रोसेस फॉर अ की इंटरमीडिएट इन पैरासीटामोल प्रोडक्शन। एंड जो कि पहले एक पॉल्यूटिंग प्रोसेस से होता था फ्रॉम चाइना। सो दैट्स अ वेरी गुड थिंग, दे आर मूविंग टुवर्ड्स अ ग्रीनर थिंग बेसिकली। एंड या सो दैट्स ऑन द प्रोसेस केमिस्ट्री साइड। Moving on, they have achieved operational efficiency. They are doing the small like margin improvement things कि इस initiative से इतना yield बढ़ गया ये वो, and they have shared in their annual report all these things. So that tells you something about the management कि 1.5% margin बढ़ाना भी उनके लिए एक important चीज है. And then you have successful all this thing, all the new products they are getting into. This also covers that only, your Bela, gliptin, minoxidil and everything. Then again sitagliptin के बारे में जिक्र करा है दोबारा, and then you have this thing. So this page is all in all on your R&D front. Okay, and then moving on, you have regulatory hygiene. अब फार्मा बिजनेस में रेगुलेटरी चेक सीखना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, क्योंकि अगर आप के पास रेगुलेटरी हाइजीन नहीं है, आपकी प्लांट्स वगैरह में वो रेगुलेटरी हाइजीन नहीं है, तो आप जो भी आपका रेगुलेटर है वो आपके पास आएगा, आपका प्लांट पे ऑब्जर्वेशन निकालेगा, बंद कर देगा, फिर आपने जो इतनी हैवी इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रखी है आप उससे कुछ सेल्स नहीं जनरेट कर रहे हैं, विच इज प्रीटी बैड। तो आपको देखना होता है कि इनका पास्ट ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड कैसा रहा है रेगुलेटरी चेक्स में। तो ऑल्सो अर्लियर ये रेगुलेटरी मार्केट्स को कैटर नहीं करते थे, विच इज ऑल्सो सीन हेयर। सिर्फ इनका 100 करोड़ रेवेन्यू था रेगुलेटरी मार्केट से, बट दे आर ट्राइंग टू इंक्रीज दैट वॉलेट शेयर। एंड देन आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे कि कोरियन एफडीए ने अप्रूव कर दिया, ब्राजीलियन एफडीए ने अप्रूव कर दिया, यूरोप ने अप्रूव कर दिया, यूएसए का अप्रूवल, यूएस एफडीए का अप्रूवल अभी बाकी है, बट मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली हो सकता है ये। एंड देन मूविंग ऑन, जितने भी इनिशिएटिव्स कंपनी कर रही है, इट्स मोर टुवर्ड्स ग्रीनर केमिस्ट्री, एंड दिस कैन मेक इट अ प्रेफर्ड कस्टमर चॉइस. एंड yeah, so now let's just talk about the company on the basis of pure from in like investing framework, stock investing framework. So basically, if you see, the company has been investing a lot since 2021, and this is it. And if you see what were the revenues for the company in 2021, they were like 2000 crores, around 2000 crores. And they haven't moved much, if you can see, from here till here. But if you look at the investment, these have been absurd. So all these new investment haven't yielded anything right now, as of now. So the company is sitting on very high operating leverage. And that's the thing about pharma. You put on your plant capacities, and then it might take 3 to 4 years to get validated. And then they start to produce results. And full optimization, to reach the full capacity, it might take somewhere around 6 to 7 years, 5, 6, 7 years. And they've also acquired land for the future expansions. Now, this tells you something about the company. Nevertheless, so basically, although they are reporting very low margins and the business isn't doing very great, profitability is falling, but you have the management which is investing a lot in the future expansion. So it definitely tells you कि वो काफी confident है अपने business को लेकर. And that is it. So let's just recap about some of the points that we have said. The company is diversifying its pharmaceutical product portfolio from a single product company to multiple products, and it's moving into better markets which have a higher margin. And then the company is doing R&D initiatives. Now, I being a non-pharma person, जो कंपनी ने बताया वो मुझे अच्छा ही लगेगा. ऑब्वियसली अगर उन्होंने लिखा अपने बारे में कुछ अच्छा ही लिखेंगे, एंड मुझे थोड़ा अच्छा ही लगेगा, बिकॉज आई डोंट हैव द वेरी टेक्निकल नॉलेज, बट आई एम कंसिडरिंग दिस टू बी गुड. आई डोंट नो हाउ गुड इट इज, बट seems to be good. And then your regulatory checks, the past indicates has been good. एंड योर फिफ्थ इज लाइक योर प्योर इन्वेस्टमेंट की उन्होंने काफ़ी ज़्यादा फिक्स एसेट लगा दिए एंड दे आर येट टू यील्ड. जब वो यील्ड करेंगे आपकी सेल्स, आपके प्रॉफिट राइज होंगे, ऑपरेटिंग लेवरेज किक इन करेगी. ऑपरेटिंग लेवरेज मतलब कि आपकी फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट उतनी ही रहेगी एंड योर सेल्स विल कीप इंक्रीजिंग. That gives a better kick into your profitability. And then you have your second generation management coming on the board. ये मेरा बहुत ही पर्सनल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है, क्योंकि आई बिलीव कि जो सेकंड जनरेशन मैनेजमेंट होती है वो बहुत ही पैशन के साथ आती है बिजनेस में. सो लेट्स सी हाउ द फ्यूचर विल शेप अप. बाय द वे 7 से 8 साल हो गए हैं अभी बिजनेस में, एंड मिस्टर अभिराज इज ऑल्सो लीडिंग द नॉन ibuprofen API business, which is the main thing the company is currently focusing on. Now that was a thesis pointer for me, and now let's look at some other developments that are going on, that might go on. So regarding CDMO services, now CDMO is something you can consider it as a high margin business. So they have no plans to get into CDMO as of now. They just want to focus on diversifying from a single product to other products as of now. And but they haven't also ignored the possibility of venturing into that thing in the long future. Second thing is US FDA approval is pending for the manufacturing facility. So as and when they get it, it will be a good positive thing. तो जैसे ही उनका अप्रूवल आ जाएगा तो जो अदर प्रोडक्ट्स हैं डीएमएफ फाइलिंग्स जो पड़ी हुई हैं वो भी थोड़ी फास्ट ट्रैक हो जाती हैं, क्योंकि वंस योर फैसिलिटी इज अप्रूव्ड, ऑल योर अप्रूवल्स दैट यू हैव फाइल्ड फॉर आल्सो गेट फास्ट ट्रैक. Third thing is they might enter Japanese market. So Japanese is the most stringent regulator. So not much pharma companies can enter that market because they have a very stringent regulatory process. So all the pharma companies which can clear that stringent checks are the only ones entering that. So if they are able to enter, well and good. They have shared this thing in their short-term goals in their annual report that they want to get into that market. Fourth thing relates to CDMO, covered यहीं पर ही. And now let's talk about risks. So अगर इनको यूएसएफडी की ऑब्जर्वेशन आ जाती है, अगर रेगुलेटर को इनमें कुछ भी बैड चीज लगती है, तो प्रॉब्ली उनकी जो फैसिलिटी जो आप मतलब इन्होंने कमीशन कर दी है, मतलब जो कि इन्होंने खड़ी कर दी है, उसको चला भी रहे हैं, तो दैट कैन बी स्टॉप्ड, वो बंद करनी पड़ेगी एंड उसमें इंप्रूवमेंट्स करनी पड़ेंगी. तो वहाँ पे भी आपका टाइम वेटेड प्रॉफिट्स लूज हो जाते हैं बेसिकली. एंड उसके बाद अनएबल टू डाइवर्सिफाई फ्रॉम आइबुप्रोफेन. तो बेसिकली जो आपका आइबुप्रोफेन है दैट मेक्स अप 37% ऑफ योर रेवेन्यू, दिस थिंग. तो इनका इसका शेयर रेवेन्यू बाय में 37% ही रहता है, विच इज टू मच, एंड दे आर नॉट एबल टू लोअर दैट अप. So that remains a risk. But all in all, if you see the unseen part, the seen part is this. The seen part is your bad numbers. But if you see the unseen part, that is what they have been investing in R&D, how confident they are while investing in their fixed assets despite a downturn, despite not reporting good numbers, and they have further acquired a land. This just tells you about how confident the management is in its business. So that is it. And as of now, and that is the thing which I want to cover in here. I have a very rough view about the business. That the thing is, market is not seeing any potential upside in the business as of now, and it is there in the multiple, which is pretty low. And as and when things go good, as and when all these R&D initiatives, which the company is doing, might be doing, which has been referred here, plays out, probably you are buying a business which might not have too much downside but have all the जिसे कहते हैं good things for the upside. मतलब कि it's basically I think it's a good bet on a longer term. मुझे इतना आइडिया नहीं है इन पर्टिकुलर कि क्या चल रहा है, कौन सा मॉलिक्यूल, कितना मार्केट, जो भी ये वो, but all in all things seems positive. And so my thesis is based on a mental model called Lindy effect. Lindy effect क्या कहता है कि let's say कोई चीज 10 साल तक it's there in the market, so the probability of staying it for next 10 years also increases. तो जैसे जैसे टाइम बढ़ता रहता है किसी चीज का, तो उस चीज की future probability of staying in existence also keeps on increasing. तो दैट जस्ट लिंडी इफेक्ट थी. सो मेरा मानना है कि अगर बिजनेस ने इतना सर्वाइव कर लिया है तो प्रॉबिलिटी है कि वो नेक्स्ट 10-15 साल तो सर्वाइव कर ही जाएगा. एंड अगर वो करता है, then the business will be quite different from what it is today, because they will be diversifying from very concentrated single product portfolio to a diversified API company with better processes because of their R&D effort. And maybe 5-6 years down the line ये CDMO services करने का भी सोचें. Currently कंपनी को 1.3 का प्राइस टू बुक मिलता है. With all these effort, if the company is able to achieve well, then probably इनका प्राइस टू बुक can go up. एंड प्राइस टू बुक के साथ साथ इनकी जो बुक वैल्यू है वो भी प्रॉब्ली 10 साल में डबल तो हो ही जाएगी. डबल नहीं तो मतलब ट्रिपल नहीं तो डबल तो हो ही जाएगी. So that is also the thing. But and still, if you look at it, the company being a single product company, generally, I would say a single product, because 30-40% is coming from a single product. So has done quite well. If you see in the where it is, yeah. If you see here, annotate, yeah. So if you see here, the 10-year stock price CAGR has been 23%. That is so high, and that's really commendable. 5-year has been 16%, and despite being not so good, but still it has been able to deliver much more returns than your quality stocks and everything. So that remains to be seen. That if from current point of view the company gets even better, just think of valuation the company can get. I'm just estimating it to be a price to book of 2.5, 2.6, but it can be much more, it can be much less. But that is the thing. I don't lose much on this bet, I think, but it can be a good thing. Now, this is not something कि जो कल ही बढ़ जाएगा या इस महीने बढ़ेगा या 5 जो कि 5 दिन, 5 हफ्ते, 5 महीने में बढ़ जाएगा, नहीं. Probably this is something जो कि somewhere around like 3-4 years में प्ले करना शुरू होगी, 5-6 years में होगी. और क्या पता उससे पहले कुछ ऐसी नेगेटिव डेवलपमेंट हो जाए बिजनेस में जो कि मुझे सेल करना पड़े ये वो. So that can also happen. But this is something of a very rough view which I'm telling कि that is it. Because मुझे भी इतना आइडिया नहीं है. रफ assumptions के साथ I am into the business. And मेरी बहुत ही small position है इसमें. I don't have a very big position. I'll scale it up as and when positive developments keep on taking place. That is it. Because what I believe is you don't make too much money buying a good business and at a very good valuation. You make money in buying a business which is not being valued so much by the market, but there are some unseen things in those business which market is not factoring in right now. And if the business goes to be from an average to a good business and the valuation increases, earnings increases by a little, you make a much better return in that kind of thing. And that's purely my personal opinion. So that is it, guys. Thank you so much for staying and watching. If you like the video, do hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, do comment if you have anything in your mind. And that is it. Thank you so much.